Welcome back, guys. Today I'm actually going to get my DIY Fastback Hardtop mounted on my Miata. Alright y'all, so I've got my front mounting glued in here. I used Permatex 5-minute epoxy, and after that dried I went ahead and put some more epoxy on top of it that I used with the carbon fiber. Let that dry, so this thing's not going anywhere. So now I need to drill out the holes for the stock latches and insert these riv nuts with the riv nut tool. Basically it just crimps on the back side of it, so you'll insert this, crimp it, and then it will be in place and shouldn't go anywhere. So let's get these holes drilled in and riv nuts inserted, and we'll get this front part mounted to the car. Make sure everything lines up. All right, y'all, so I got my side mounts ready to go. Just got to figure out how to mount these. This side here will line up with the front mounting point. I think I just need to cut that a little bit shorter. And it looks like I've got a little bit of interference here with the middle support, so I'll have to cut that back a little bit. All right, so I sanded these down a little bit and cut out a notch here for the hardtop latch, which is here. So that will go there. I just need to get the riv nuts in place. So that'll be ready to be mounted up. And then after I get the riv nuts in there, I'll do another coat of resin over the whole thing. All right, so I got my side mounts all done and mounted up. Now I just gotta mount these to the hardtop. All right, so I'm in the car right now, and I've just got this clamped here that kind of holds it in place, and I'm trying to get everything lined up. When I go to actually mount this on the part inside the car, the piece that I made for the inside, it's got a little gap here in between, so that's going to need to be filled in somehow, because that rubber gasket needs to mount a little bit closer to the hardtop shell so that it sits right up against the window. All right, so I got my little reinforcement strips in there. Kind of hard to tell what's what, but I'll come back and trim all this up here on the corner. Obviously I have to take these clamps off and reinforced down into that crack there. So here it is all trimmed up. Let's go ahead and place it on the car and make sure everything fits. So I went ahead and got the other side latch mounted, and that's ready to go. So the top should be ready to get mounted on the car. All right, moment of truth here. Crossing my fingers that everything lines up. I'm able to mount this to the car. So let's go ahead and get it mounted to the car and make sure there's no big gaps or anything. Because if there is, I'll have to just cut those mounts right back off and reposition them. It fit. Everything lined up. So there's a little bit of a gap here. I think that's probably normal because I think the OEM top has a latch in the back that mounts to these little silver things. So I may have to put a little mounting point there too to push that down. I'm also gonna do a little small rubber gasket around this bottom edge here, so that may close up the gap there too. I honestly feel like I got lucky with it mounting up there right, and I don't have to reposition everything. So now I'm gonna sand this a little bit more, wet sand it, and put another coat of resin, get it all shined up. Might do a little bit more sanding after that, but then after that I'll do a clear coat to protect it from UV and get the gaskets mounted on, and then I can start on the trunk. All right, y'all, that's all I got for this episode. Tune in next time. Thanks for watching.